bar. I like the intro music, it was great, wasn't it? Makes me sound like a hardcore metal person. Doesn't suit me at all. I should have actually had, you know, the music from like the cartoons, so like burr, burr, burr. My name's
Yeah, but I mean, you sir, could you just open your mouth quickly? I just want to see if my penis can actually fit in it. I mean, it's not big enough, I'm afraid. Fucking hell.
Sorry.
How'd you fit anything in there? I mean, I can tell you can eat. I mean, you're fisting yourself now, mate. But I mean, I can tell you can eat, obviously. Yeah. You're not? Okay. Right. Yeah, anyway, but you're good looking, so would you be happy with, you know, having sex?
How much?
I mean, it's not like you've got...
I'm with my boyfriend.
Threesome's fine.
When you walked through the door, it was clear to me that I need a new lock. So, good evening. And,
I'll do anything to make you stay. No light, no light, no light. Tell me what you want me to say. That's all the work. Through the crowd, I was crying out. And in your place, there were 1,000 other faces. Oh, I was disappearing into the plain sight. Heaven, help me! I need to make this right. You want?
what's the difference between basketball and sex? I'm less of a dribbler when I'm playing basketball.
Easter's coming up. Easter's tomorrow. Everyone excited? Yeah, you're all old enough to drink now. Fuck Easter eggs. You know, Easter eggs are for kids. Because you know what? Jesus died so that we could eat brightly coloured eggs delivered by rabbits. Rabbits don't even lay eggs. You know, it's like religion by Dr. Zeus. But you know what? Easter's a really hard time for me. It's really hard. Well, up north that gets me. Oh, in London you don't care, do you? Okay. Sorry, don't worry about it. I'm going to tell you anyway.
So I'd like to start with a cold, dead stare. But that's enough. Right, hello, my name is Jack Herbert, and I was born and raised in East London. And because of that, until the age of 12, I thought the word cunt was the proper way to greet people.
What did the semi-retired robot prostitute say to her customer? Forgive me, I'm a little rusty. There's a level of humour we're getting here. If it's not Columbine High School, it's puns like that. Yes.
Did anyone see about that plane that went missing?
Yeah.
That was terrible, wasn't it? Very sad story. Awful. Wasted nectar points, if you ask me. I go to Sainsbury's.
Walthamstow, anyone here local? Yeah! Walthamstow, town of culture, town of history. Famous, of course, for being the place where the Victoria line terminates northbound. But then claim to fame we've got really is in the oven, that's exactly like the rest of East London, you know, full of those wannabe gangsters. You know those guys who are talking that really weird voice? One minute, prop and ting! Two gangsters in those meetings as you get them. And also about how they're G's, aren't they? If you notice this, they're like, yeah, I'm such a G fam, innit? I'm such a G. And you look at them and you're like, no, you're not. Because they're not. Mostly you look at them like, there's no way that you are a G. I'd say at most a B cup. But even that's
and peer pressure as well, I found, especially with smoking. I've had loads of friends who smoke, it's always been around me. And for a long time I did sort of, resist. I stayed strong, as you try and do. But then one day, I was, talking to a good friend of mine, and he came up with this very interesting concept. That of the post-wank fag. You guys know what that is in here?
Yeah.
The post-wank fag? You guys are familiar with it? You don't know what a post-wank fag is? You're in your 40s. How do you live? My friend, he built this whole thing up as being this idyllic, amazing experience. And to be honest, I think it worked for me. I mean, I just, I didn't get anything. I just don't see how, having a wank before being bombed is different from any other fantasy.
My parents were both born and raised working class, and being rather creative and ambitious youths, got some interesting jobs down the line and became somewhat middle class later in the peak of their lives. Then around the time of my birth, gradually descended into poverty. Leaving me as a strange hybrid of these two paradigms, like having the body and face of an East End bruiser and the voice of a wine merchant. I want to live my 20s wild and creative, and then my 30s intellectual and adventurous, and then I want to live my 40s annoying people by cooking everything with pesto. Not all my tastes are wholly middle class, though. For instance, I quite like Poundland. And weed.
You are the hole in my head. You are the space in my bed. You are the silence in between what I thought and what I said. You, interesting. You are.
Rulers, that's where I draw the line. I go around shooting druggies in gardens. I'm a weed killer.
Now for you guys that don't know, I'm Turkish. Yes, that means my dad owns a kebab shop. Like all Indian guys own phone stalls and all Daves be their wives.
What was your name, dude?
Riggs.
Riggs, where are you from? I'm sorry?
Islington.
No, I heard you, I said I'm sorry.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with Hackney, alright? It's a beautiful place to
Islington afterwards.
Oh, Islington! It's a beautiful place to come from.
Bit shit to go back to, though. While completely sober, I spent 3 hours as a door-to-door window fitting salesman. And you know what? Every house I visited already had windows.
What was I on? Number 5. This is the point where I started getting drowsy, so I keep forgetting where I was. So basically, number 5. Really, really fucking painful. Yeah? It was like someone had got my foreskin, yeah? And got a bear trap. And not just closed the bear trap on me, but it felt like I was getting a hand job with a bear trap. Yeah? It felt like really coarse sandpaper. This was number 5. 2 more to go, people.
I was watching a bit of, we've got Sky in our house. Who hasn't got Sky in their house? Fucking come into the 21st century. No, I'm joking. Freeview is good. I was watching like this American news channel, and everything there is just like so, they make anything sound so dramatic and you're immediately intrigued. It's like, your news anchor James Steele. Ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon a farmer killed his entire herd of chickens because they had rabies. And you're sitting there thinking, yeah, that must be amazing. Like, you imagine the chickens in the barn. Today, my brothers, we stand and fight the humans. If we are going to go down as Sunday roast, we will make sure there's some better tops. Or something like that, you know.
And comedy as well. East London's fucking brilliant for comedy. You've got Alan Davis came from Chingford. You've got Jonathan Ross, he was raised in Maidstone. And Whitechapel's got Jack the Ripper. And, it's not what he's most famous for, but he does have some bloody brilliant jokes. Why did the costume cost a road? Because I was chasing her with a scalpel.
So I'm from an area called High Wycombe. It's shit. Don't go. To sum it up for you, a police officer arrested a guy for drink driving. Fair enough. But then he handcuffed himself to his own car and called for backup because he himself was drink driving.
The thing is with weight, I don't think it's that bad. For me anyway, because the thing is, I don't get laid that much, okay? And I feel like if I get raped, at least I'm getting some, alright? At least I'm getting something. I'm just going around alleys like, someone please rape me, please.
Someone's a beard. Okay, yeah, lovely woman. You would look much better with a beard. Why didn't you raise your hand earlier? I've got something very special for you, sir. Can you just put that on? Not on your head, just over your face. That would be really helpful.
You know, I mean, for instance, a drug like weed isn't going to wholly kill your brain at all. It'll just relax you so much that it makes you more sensitive of your physical self and more sensitive of your sort of emotional well-being. Sort of, wait, hang on, you're going to smoke marijuana? You're going to have a night in with close friends, calm music, snack food, and smoke marijuana? That's very dangerous. Just come out drinking with us instead. It'll be so much better. Well, first we're going to meet up at the pub for a few pints, and then onto a bar for some cheap vodka mixers. Then we'll go to an overpriced club full of illiterate strangers and spend all of our money on more booze. The music will be extremely loud, so we don't have to worry about conversation and achieving stronger social relationships with each other. We'll do this until about 3 in the morning when we retch and vomit in an infectious toilet cubicle, and then stagger home and try to sleep with aching feet and tinnitus. Smoking weed is really bad for your health.
And obviously, the most important news headline of the week, ladies and gentlemen. David Cameron got stung by a jellyfish in Lanzarote. God forbid! I don't know about you, but that's the only circumstance where I wouldn't piss on David Cameron.
It was 4:45. It was time to do number 7. I prepared myself mentally, and I will show you a visual demonstration of how this masturbatory moment went. I will use this mic. I don't fucking need it! I will use this mic to demonstrate what it looked like. "24 hours passed.
There's a rope there, a rope there, a rope there, and a rope there. You both pick up those ropes. This is the curtain of doom. Hey. Stop. We'll try that again, because I can make more noise. We'll try that again, because I can make more noise on the... Dude, this is what I do for a living, alright? Right, guys, remember, don't take drugs, okay? Right.
I'll begin with a character. This is RoboCop, which is like RoboCop, but he is in a rowboat. RoboCop? No, that's wrong. You'll see how I got confused later, but right now that makes no sense. RoboCop, this is Dispatch. There's been a burglary. Hello, Dispatch. This is RoboCop. Where is it? It's on land. I'm in a boat.
I've been on the circuit for about 2 years now, 2.5 years. And it may come as a shock to some of you that I'm not, this isn't what I really want to do with my life. This is kind of part-time thing while I fulfill my actual duties, which I want to be a children's writer. Write children's fiction. And I've taken with me a draft of a children's book I've written, if you'd like to hear it. Yeah! Read it whether you want to or not, so tough. It's called The Goth Who Was Afraid of the Dark. So it always gets a longer laugh than I expect, thank you.
Right. So yeah, you get the idea. But no, what I'd love to see Arnold, right, is in like a really fucked up movie. Like, can you imagine, you know, when you're in the cinema and you've got the trailers going, They said he'll be back, but this time here's bareback.
So, emergency joke. Babies are awesome, but babies say, oh, I love babies, I love babies, I love babies, you love babies, I love babies, I love babies. But they always cry like babies, they always cry babies, babies always cry like babies, always cry, babies always cry, babies always cry like, they always cry babies, aren't they? Day, night, summer, winter, always cry. I mean, you feed them, they still cry, you change the nappy, still crying, take your cock out the last, still cry. This is why I tend to stay away from observational humour.
I thought, let's make our own little desert island situation in the comedy club tonight. So obviously, I'd be in charge. I'd be like the queen. You guys at the back, you're quite husky and hench, so you build my kingdom. But you, with a little, attempt at a moustache. Don't look away, you know you've got that slug on your face. You be the bitch. We'll fuck you, just for no reason, just for laughs. And then obviously you, sir, in the glasses. You're quite handsome, yeah? Rugged. I see a little 5 o'clock shadow, yeah? Get up late, rush out the house, gotta see your lady friend. Me and you, we'd repopulate the island. Because eventually we're gonna run out of builders, we're gonna run out of bitches. We're gonna make some more, so me and you, we're gonna repopulate.
This next one's William the Conqueror. Which is, it's like William the Conqueror. You already got it. William. See, that's how I got confused before, you know? Because I went, Robocop. And then went, hang on a sec. The sentence in your head following is not relevant to ask Robocop. William, isn't it really fun taking over countries and stuff? Because you see, Robocop wouldn't have known what to say. He'd have been like, as soon as you bring up anything other than the fact that I'm in a boat, you'll realise my character's quite one-dimensional. William, isn't taking over countries really fun and stuff? Yes. So I will remind you, it's William the Conqueror. He concurs all the time.
Thanks for that.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is fun. I concur. William, though, don't you think you take over more countries if you conquered more often? Stop concurring so much. Yes. Absolutely. If anything, I thought it was weird you asked me because I've literally never conquered anything. I just concur all the time. You're thinking of the other guy. Our names are similar. You could get humour out of that, I suppose.
I just watched the news, and it was about this helicopter crash, and it was dead sad. Like, loads of people died, and I was like, oh, it's really sad. And instead of, having people, like when they call in, and they were like, oh, this is Keith from Hastings' opinion on the matter. Hi, yeah, I think it's really sad that people died and stuff. Like, hi, Mum. Okay, bye. They don't have to bother with the public. So they just put like a live Twitter feed. It's great. Like, people can just fucking read it. It's all bollocks anyway. And they're like, oh, hashtag dead sad, hashtag sorry. No one cares. But I got really distracted by it. So I was like, oh, media, oh, technology. And then this guy had taken it upon himself to post a picture of his penis onto the live Twitter feed on the news. And I thought, first I was like, what? He's hashtag like dead sad, hashtag tragic, a picture of his penis. And I was like, why did you do it? And I thought, no, this guy is a genius. Do you know why? Because everyone's saying, oh yeah, I'm so sad, I feel really sorry for him all. No one reads that. People are going to look at the pictures, right? So I thought, what a better way to show your sympathy than show another tragic disaster? Because this guy, he had it all.
Listen, I was in one of those clubs the other day. You know the bars now, they all start playing loud. Yeah, and so basically this weird like drunk girl just comes in, hey! I'll give you a $5 if you fuck me. I'll give you a $10 if you fuck off.
Going on. show on the internet. It was tragic.
Right, here's my manifesto. Hand jobs will henceforth be known as hand voluntary work or hand work experience. Unless you've hired a prostitute. Anyone found guilty of homophobic abuse will be made to administer oral sex on a particular person of the same sex as a form of community service. Before going to the post office, you must attend the pre-office. That's a much bigger laugh than that deserves, thank you.
Jump is the same in English and Japanese. Who knew? Hello becomes konnichiwa. How the fuck does that? Jump is just jump. And I think Japanese people weren't aware of the concept of jumping until like Western colonisation. Because Western guys are getting off the boats like, yeah, this is great. Japanese guys are just watching like, the fuck are they doing? Is that cool? Jump? Fucking shit. You know we could do that. Been climbing over walls for ages.
No lie, no lie, no lie. Tell me what you want me to say. Would you leave me again if I told you what I've done? Would you leave me? If I told you I'd become a man, it's a...
But no, do you know what? I'm gonna leave you guys with some random shit from my imagination. So here's Arnold Schwarzenegger 3 remakes. You know what's coming. So the first one is Arnold Schwarzenegger in Toy Story. There's a snake in my boot.
Chapter 1. It was a dreary wintry evening on the 4th of the month June in a year which was 2 years before the year after 2011.
Okay, is that locked tight?
Yes. Should we try?
Good. Is it tight? Done. There we go. Okay, grab the rope. We'll try again. When I say raise it.
Right, so above.
Okay, when I say raise the curtain, raise it hard as you can. When I say drop it, okay? We'll have a quick practice. Raise the curtain. Drop the curtain. That's absolutely perfect. Now we're going to do it this time, right? You ready? Okay, here we go. Raise the curtain. Here we go. Now I must. Oh, hang on. Drop it a second. Drop it. I didn't check. Check. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I stopped looking for a job when I found one.
I once watched a play that had so many intervals. I thought, get your act together.
You know the song What Makes You Beautiful, yeah? No one always goes, you don't know you're beautiful, that's what makes you beautiful. I mean, if the one factor of her beauty is the fact that she's ignorant to her own beauty, don't fucking tell her! That defeats the entire purpose. And if I was a girl, I'd be quite offended if someone came up to me and said, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, what is it? Is it my beautiful eyes? Is it my long hairs? Is it my massive breasts? No, it's because you're stupid. And no, you're beautiful. Oh, well, you've told me I'm beautiful, so I know I'm beautiful, so you essentially just called me ugly. Prick. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a big fall, and all the king's horses and all the king's men went out of pipe because Humpty Dumpty was a prick. he had it coming, didn't he? He had it coming. I mean, what did the Jews ever do to him? Humpty, oh yeah, you're some kind of king of the master race, do you, Humpty Dumpty? What is wrong with you? You're not even one of these master races. Maybe getting confused with a different German dictator.
Through some other news headlines, it shocked me a bit actually because there's been some quite tragic things going on in the news recently. We had obviously we had the plane that went missing, found in the Indian Ocean. We had that ferry that tipped over earlier. Well, it wasn't earlier, but I was on the news earlier, and it was like why Bob Geldof doesn't like Mondays. There we go.
Justin Bieber's music makes me feel like a young high school girl. Makes me bleed from my fucking genitals. Again, nothing wrong with him per se. He's, well, he's a card. I've got nothing wrong with Justin Bieber as such. It's more the fact that if I were him, I'd feel quite concerned that for the first few years of my success, my own fans associated me with a disease. I've got Bieber fever. Good. Hope it's terminal.
Being against gay rights is like being against pork. Stay with me. Since both homosexuality and pork, they're not for everyone. I mean, of course not. Perhaps some people aren't really brought up with it very prevalent in their culture. Doesn't really appeal to them. Doesn't really occur to them. Fair enough. Whatever. What's on telly? And also, neither act of engaging in sexual intercourse of the same gender and eating the flesh of a pig do any harm to society. But the key thing is, no one believes that there is a pork agenda. No one gets upset that someone had a bacon sandwich for lunch, so why be upset that some guy sucks some dick before bed? You don't get people crashing the funerals of pig farmers with big placards saying, God hates ham. Which is a waste, because they could just visit the anti-gays and borrow their God hates faggot signs. Imagine Republicans appealing to Congress saying, how do you expect me to explain to my child, that two men ate a Scotch egg? Jews and Muslims unite in common cause and march 2 by 2 into Melbury. I'm so glad we can get over our differences, brother. Muzzle tov.
No light, your bright blue eyes, I never knew daylight could be so violent. Trying to kill you!
The second one is that iconic scene from Alien. You know, they're sitting in the canteen, everything's cool, and yeah. So here it is. Arnold acting really bad as usual. The steak is good, yeah. What the stop it out!
But we had this, he came up to me and said, Jamie, can I talk to you for a second? And I said, yeah, sure, Dad, what is it? Son, I went into your room this morning, and I couldn't help notice that there was, what I really want to say is, why is there a half-naked 18-year-old girl lying on your bed? And I looked at him, and then, Dad, is there a half-naked 18-year-old girl in your bed? No, of course not. I'm married to your mother. He's like, well then, Dad, I think I've won.
A while ago, my dad took me to a bookies, and I entered my dad and said, Dad, can I make a bet? He looked at me and said, well, can you touch your ass with your dick? And I said, no. Well, you're not old enough then. So I went next door and I bought a scratch card, and I won 10 grand. And I went back to my dad, and my dad said, well, would you like to share the winnings 50-50? I said, well, can you touch your ass with your dick? He said, yes. Well, go fuck yourself.
I thought when you advert for pizza, it goes like, waiter, will my pizza be long? No, it'll be round.
The Madeleine McCann case will now be referred to as the Madeleine McCant case. If you are offended by something on the television or media, tough. Applause, thank you. There shall be no watershed. If you are genuinely offended by swearing on the television, then you should probably kill yourself. And if that joke's offended you, you should probably join them. Anyone found guilty of overreacting will be murdered! Anyone found guilty of over-exaggeration will be fined billions and billions of pounds. Page 3 of The Sun shall be moved to page 13 to piss off superstitious perverts.
Okay, we're going to try and do this as quickly as possible. We're going to, on the count of 3, or each of up and... Huh? On the count of 3, throw it into the air. Okay? Let it drop. Hopefully the joke will be off. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go! Ow! No! Stop! Alright, Dad, do me a favour. You check that one for me. Please, you check that one. We'll try again. Okay. Guys at the front, I know you guys are fairly young. Remember, stay in school. Alright? Go to university, get a degree, alright? That's what I did. Look where I am today. Okay? Here we go. Raise the curtain now. Hopefully, I haven't fucked this up too much. Oh, hang on. Paige, why did you turn out the lights? Hang on, drop the curtain a second. Paige, why did you turn out the lights? Dude, take off the thing for me. There you go, the big bit. There we go. The lock's still secure. You can drop the curtain now. Drop the curtain now. There we go. You check that. Is that lock still secure?
Yeah.
Still secure?
Yeah.
Alright, let me say, dude, thank you very much for that.
What I've noticed is that some jokes just sound better in another accent. For example, hello, are you alright? That's an accent. You know what I love about April? The fact that she's underage.
Elevators are only aptly named about half the time. The rest of the time they're delevating. It's poor naming. Yeah. Unless they were originally made to just only elevate. And then, after a couple of weeks, fucking everyone's upstairs. Shit.
I'm so drunk. The first one is it's director's cut. This one is Arnold Schwarzenegger in Brokeback Mountain. Come on, push on, come on, spit on it, come on. We ran out the loop last week. Get out, pussy, get out.
So, like Johnny said, my name's Tori, and when I'm gigging, I'd like to clarify before I get started. My name is Tori. I'm in no way a Tory. Okay, I'm not conservative. It's all about UKIP. I'm joking, it's BNP. Nick Griffin, he's our man. If he can't do it, Ku Klux Klan. You all think that's funny, yeah? You think racism's funny? You're all laughing at racism. Racism's not funny, guys. I can't be a racist, okay? Because I've got a, black friend. I'm joking, I'd never have a black friend.
If a public building charges for using its toilets, you are legally allowed to shit on their floor. The term feminist shall be made redundant. Rather than calling people who desire equal rights for men and women feminists, we'll just call those who don't cunts. Anyone who uses text talk in real life conversation shall be placed under house arrest and never be able to communicate verbally again. And instead of a formal democratic vote, the next Prime Minister will be determined by who can get the highest score on Flappy Bird.
So to speak. You know the banjo string? Let's just say, you could call my penis an East Londoner before, but you wouldn't be able to call it now, because it doesn't wear a hood. And people, the moral of that story is, don't be friends with me because I'm a massive wanker. Thank you, and
all in all, a normal Gothic child. However, he did have something which was unusual about him. He slept with a nightlight, for he was an acrophobic, which means fear of the dark. I had to look up as well. Now, for a style which has rather common associations with darkness and evil, and which clothes don't tend to follow a particularly bright and colourful scale, this was rather inconvenient for him. It'd be like a cow with a fear of grass, or a politician with a fear of lying.
I painted that for you. It's the London Eye, but it's made in East London, because look, all of it's ruined. It's a bit nicked. Gotta say thanks to the East London Choir. You can't see them. Thanks for letting me sing through your face.
There's a lot of weird sayings that people just say without thinking about it. I mean, like, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, tell that to Lady Diana. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Tell that to Christopher Reeve.
So I'm going to stick to talking to homeless people, I think. I'll give you a little bit of a clue, actually, to what to do. Never tell a knock-knock joke to a homeless person. They don't get it.
He rasped, "Don't worry, I mean you no harm." Which would have been more convincing if it were not for the blood-stained bread knife in his right hand. Noticing George's petrified stare towards the knife, he said casually, "Oh, this?" tossing the knife out of the window, accompanied by the sound of a fox being hit in the leg by a bread knife being thrown out of the first floor window. "I was just making jam sandwiches." "Really?" asked George, calming down slightly. "Yes, I find that human blood accompanies jam sandwiches most delightfully. But that's not why I'm here."
Said to my dad, "Dad, for Christmas this year I'm going to get you a gravestone." He said, "Over my dead body?" I said, "Yeah."
The figure sat his bony ass down onto the bed, and now that George got a good view of the figure, the skeletal structure, the seeming lack of body fat or muscles, he came to the conclusion that this was either the Grim Reaper, or a mentally trained contestant from Super Size vs Super Skinny.
The girl from this, like, Windows. She's 7. Yeah, I was looking through my set, actually, and I did really come to the conclusion I'm not exactly funny. Thank you for agreeing. Yeah, I was happy to tell you I'm actually in a happy relationship. I mean, like, all the other girls before her couldn't really stand the sight of me. I mean, it's probably because they didn't have any legs. But I rose above them. And now, here I am. Thank you very much, I've been Jack Herbert.
Well, there are 2 more options. The second option is we kill everyone and everything in the world, so that no one can hurt you in the dark. After several hours of careful consideration, George decided, no, as tempting as that sounds, I do need some people alive. I mean, where am I going to get my clothes from if I haven't got African slave children to make them for me? Well, the joke is true.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to leave you with this. If you've enjoyed my act, my name has been Adam Bownass. If you haven't, I've been Dynamo. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm not going to see you again until you die, I'm afraid. Well, so you won't see me for a while. 3 to 4 weeks, considering how generous I'm feeling. Oh, can you make it 5? Cradle Hill's playing with a knife. Oh, right, that's the 9th. Well, it's a bank holiday anyway. And then the Grim Reaper vanished, leaving George with his oddly shaped orange dildo in his room. After 3 hours of attempted anal masturbation with it, however, he realised it was not in fact an orange dildo, but it was in fact a carrot. And then proceeded to eat the carrot. But it was no ordinary carrot, because it was covered in goth feces, and as we all know, they have transfigurative abilities. So no sooner did he eat the carrot, but he turned into a giant rabbit. And he was so happy, hopping up and down with glee, making a happy bunny noise, whatever that sounds like. He hopped out of the window, being now able to see for miles in the dark with his new carrot enhancement, and he was so elated, so filled with joy, that he found the injured fox from chapter 2 and brutally raped it until sunrise. And they all lived happily ever after.